everyone and welcome to Doki Doki Switcheroo. Now this is a mod of Doki Doki Literature Club, and if you guys are looking for that, link to that is in the description. And basically, they gender bends all the characters in Doki Doki Literature Club. I've heard some of you wanted to see me play this, and yeah, let's get right into it, shall we? Wake up to the sound of rhythmic pounding on my bedroom door. Hey, Lion! Wake up, dummy! I'm gonna be late again. The voice belongs to Satori, my neighbor and best friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you do everything with and know everything about. Satori and I walk to school together every day. Well, some days we run to school. Started around last year, Satori began oversleeping, and this habit has only increased in frequency over the months. On the other hand, I've always overslept, often to the point of missing school. So since Satori wakes up first, he makes sure to come and get me. Sure, we both end up being a little late, but at least we get there. I groan and bury my face in the pillows. Oh, come on now. Don't make me come in there and drag you out of bed. Fine, I'm up already. I wearily open my eyes and sit up. I notice the time on my clock. Damn, should have been out the door 10 minutes ago. I swiftly kick off my covers and tumble out of bed with a loud thud. I hurry to my feet and run to the bathroom. Within 5 minutes, I'm showered, have my teeth brushed, and my hair pulled haphazardly into a messy ponytail. I hear nothing on the other side of my doors as I fumble into my school uniform. I assume Satori is already waiting outside. I finish pulling on my socks, slipping on my shoes, and grabbing my book bag before flying out the bedroom door. Before I know it, we collide and crash down the stairs. My book bag spilled papers and books everywhere. I land on top of Satori's back. We both remain silent for a moment, absorbing the shock and pain of the fall. Thankfully, nothing is broken. Thought you were waiting for me outside. I was going to. I really was. Now I regret not doing it. We both whimper in pain as I push myself off of Satori's back. After slowly helping each other up, we start collecting our papers and books. Quickly replacing them into our respective bags, we head out the door with less skip in our steps than usual. We walk across the street together and make our way to school. I look over at Satori, who is cheerfully walking next to me. God, Satori is cute! He's always had a jovial disposition. Sure, he has his occasional cranky moments. Who doesn't? But most of the time, he's as chipper as he can be. He seems to be in a good mood today. I playfully bump into him. Oversleepy again, lazy bones? I'm lazy? What about you? You were up all night playing video games again, weren't you? There's a little sass in his tone. I like it. Maybe. He growls and shoots me a glare. I smile to myself. He gets mad over the dumbest things. It's not funny! Those things will rot your mind. You should probably read more. And I mean actual books, not video game text. Hey, I actually do read, like quite a bit lately. Reading books? It's a random, maniacal argument for the day. Okay, whatever. So you're not mad at me because you have to wake me up in the morning. You're mad because you want me to read more books. Huh? I'm not mad. I'm just looking out for you. That's all. So what else is new? Sometimes I think he worries a little too much about me. I know, buddy. I know. I appreciate it. I can see his face and body relax with that last comment. We continue to make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Lion, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I'm not joining any clubs. Why would you think I'm looking at clubs when I didn't even join any last year? Huh? You told me a couple weeks ago that you were gonna look into joining a club. Don't you remember? I vaguely remember discussing something about clubs with him. I agreed only to appease him, but I can't see myself joining any clubs. Not because there's anything wrong with being in a club, but because I tend to spend most of my after-school time in detention. I'm not a bad girl. I'm not. I do get into trouble for various non-violent reasons like drawing on desks, getting caught sleeping in class, and occasionally vulgar language. I get kicked out of club faster than I could join it. Club meetings are always held after school. And you know my after school time is, more often than not, occupied. That's exactly what I mean. Joining a club would teach you responsibility. Your behavior might improve if you have to attend club meetings so you don't get kicked out. Satori suddenly gets very serious. I just want you to have a lot of great options for the future. I'm worried you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? The thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years really worries me to death. You trust me, right? Please, don't make me keep worrying about you. I smile slightly. It is rather endearing how concerned he is for me. He's right that I could use some socialization as well as discipline. I don't know why Satori had started oversleeping when he did. I've been oversleeping for years because I spend most of my nights obsessively playing video games. I just have zero motivation to stop being so lazy. I sigh. Maybe it's time for me to stop looking for shortcuts and really take something seriously. You're right, Satori. I do need to socialize more and start being more responsible. Wait a second. I suddenly recalled that Satori had recently become vice president of a club. If I joined his club, perhaps I could be afforded a few passes on days I might be late because I happened to get detention that day. That way, I'd be in a club like Satori wants without having to worry about being thrown out for even the smallest offense. Yeah, knowing myself as I do, breaking a rule or 6 is a guarantee. I smile broadly. Where do you hold your club meetings? My club? You want to join my club? Satori beams at me, gushing excitedly. Well, it would certainly be the first club I'd like to check out. You don't mind, do you? No, not at all. In fact, I'm happy you want to check out my club first. I think you really like all my friends, and they'll really like you too. It's all then. I'll meet you in your club room after school. This is gonna be awesome. You better not get detention today or I'll be super disappointed. Yeah, don't worry. I'll be a good girl. He tells me where to find a club room and we head inside. Miraculously make it to class before the bell. The school day is as boring as ever. After what feels like an eternity, it's finally over. Yeah, I got yelled at a few times but managed to avoid getting detention. It's time to check out Satori's club. As I slowly pack up my things, a thought occurs to me. Never even bothered to ask what Satori's club was all about. I lower my brows as I get up from my seat. That's incredibly dumb of me. I leave the classroom and make my way across the school. Head upstairs to a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. I find the correct room number and swing open the classroom door. Lion! Hey guys, the new member's here! I give Satori a light smack on his arm. Don't call me a new member yet. I glance around the club room. Welcome to the club. Yuri's looking very different. It's a pleasure meeting you. Satori always says such wonderful things about you. Seriously, you brought a girl? Finally, it's been a total sausage fest in here. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute guys. I feel a warmth rush to my cheeks. Natsuko, don't be rude, you're embarrassing her. She is a lady after all. Line up, will ya? She looks like she can take a joke. And how many times do I have to tell you? It's Natsu. The feisty little dude whose name is apparently Natsuko. Isn't that a girl's name? No wonder he doesn't like to go by it. It's one I don't recognize. His small stature makes me think he must be a first year. He must have caught me looking at him. He turns to me and smiles amorously, puffing out his chest. Like what you see, huh? Feel free to sample the merchant. Natsuko is like so much cockier than usual, gosh darn. I give an awkward smile. He's cute, but a bit obnoxious. Must be due to his age. Don't mind that. You can just ignore him if he gets too annoying. Honestly, like, among all of them, I find Satori the hottest so far. Satori says that quietly into my ear, then turns toward the other guys. This is Natsuko, always full of energy. This is Yuri. He's the smartest one in the club. That's a kind thing to say, Satori, but it's a little embarrassing. Yuri, who appears comparatively more mature and timid than Natsuko and Satori, seem to have a hard time looking directly at me. Must be a shy guy. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. Well now, what have we got here? Hello, Lion. Long time no see. Oh no. Huh? Sounds like you already know Mateo. Yeah, we've spoken a time or two. Isn't that right, Lion? Mateo smiles arrogantly. Ugh, I do know him. Well, we're not friends, but we were in the same class last year. He was always unbelievably arrogant. I wonder if his attitude has changed at all. Hey, Mateo. He chuckles. I'm actually quite surprised to see you here. This is just a quick visit, yeah? Surely you have somewhere else to be right now. Yeah, still as bad as ever. He's always looked down at me like I'm some kind of idiot. Okay, fine, he's really smart. No need to be a jerk about it. I'm sure his behavior is the direct result of how he's treated. Everyone acts like he's a prince who can do no wrong. This is likely due to his looks. Maybe a colossal butt, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a stunning specimen. Being so smart, handsome, and athletic, it's easy to see why he thinks he's out of everyone's league. I invited her, Mateo. She's looking to possibly joining us. Joining us? How curious. What made you consider our club, Lion? I hesitate. I can't very well be honest about my original motive, which was essentially to shut Satori up. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Satori seems to really like this one, so... I'm amusing. I must warn you, this club isn't for the faint of heart. At least not as long as I'm in charge. Oh, goody. He's the club president. Just my luck. So, you started this club. Indeed. Kind of a unique use of your time, ain't it? I mean, you're a popular guy. You can probably be on the board of any of the major clubs. That is true, but to be perfectly honest, I can't stand the politics among the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. Start a new club sounds like a lot of hard work, though. You could put it that way. How many people are interested in putting out the effort to start something new? Especially when it's about something that doesn't grab your attention. You have to work hard to convince people they are both fun and worthwhile. It makes school events like the festival far more important. So you guys are the only members so far. It's a shame, ain't it? It turns out it's much harder to convince people that literature is fun and worthwhile than I thought it would be. Even if I'm the one promoting it. Dread washes over me. This is a literature club? Yeah. I try to hide the horror from my face. Literature? Could that possibly be a duller focus for a club? Mateo stares suspiciously at me. A smile slowly grows across his face. You had no idea, did you? Typical. He then looks quizzically at Satori. Did it cross your mind to tell her what a club was about? Satori merely smiles in my direction. Truthfully, I was just happy she wanted to come by. I see. Well, it was a delight to have you visit, Lion. We'd like to commence our meeting, so if you don't mind. I snap back to reality. Whoa, wait. I'm not done in here yet. I'm still curious. Literature is cool, I guess. Mateo laughs at me in a condescending manner. Look, I understand how literature can be dull for someone like you. It's about self-expression, the ability to create a beautiful and unique work of art using only words. Words that express feeling and meaning. Essentially, it's for people who can understand and appreciate writing. Yeah, I'm moments away from losing my temper, Mateo. I can't stand being talked down to. At the same time, I don't want to get Satori in trouble for inviting me here in the first place. I decided instead to play it cool. Mateo may be a jerk, but he seems pretty passionate about this literature stuff. I respect that. Never thought about it, but hearing you explain it like that makes it sound like it's something anyone could get into. Give me a chance to learn more, please. Very well. We're about to start our meeting. I suppose you can stay and observe. Who knows? Maybe you'll find you're calling us a writer. I offer him a smile of gratitude, despite my overwhelming desire to punch him in the throat. Thanks, Mateo. I'll pay attention and take this meeting seriously. And while we're at it, I'll make some tea. Yuri goes to the closet to fetch a tea set. I join the others. They form the table by pushing a bunch of desks together. There is an open seat next to Mateo and one next to Satori. Of course, I take a seat next to Satori. Yuri returns with a tea set and places the cup in front of each of us. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? The teacher gave us permission. Besides, does a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Yuri smiles sadly. Not much of a reader, I suppose. Well, that can change. What am I saying? Considering I haven't read anything of substance in months, I try hard to grasp at anything that we can relate on and on an intellectual level. At this point, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Suggesting her reading level has hit rock bottom, Yuri? I'm tempted to agree. Why is Mateo like this? That's not... Embarrassed, Yuri looks away. Mateo seems to have enjoyed the unintentional implication of my illiteracy. Yeah, I'm sorry if I insulted you. You're fine. I really should read more anyway. And hey, a nice cup of tea might help make it more enjoyable. Yeah, I'm glad. Yuri fatally smiles to himself in relief. What kind of books are you into, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of his teacup with the tip of his index finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about his reading. He seemed very reserved and timid since I got here, but it's obvious by the way his eyes light up that he finds his comfort in the world of books, not people. But, you know, I do like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Yeah, I play a lot of horror games. Yes, video games and reading are very similar, aren't they? Some video games require a lot of reading. For example, like the various video games and visual novels which I had to read over the past year or so. In some cases, it consists of more reading than actual gameplay. Let me tell you, some games can tell one heck of a story. Well, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down regardless of the genre. What about you, Lion? What do you like to read? I was afraid of this question. I frantically searched for an answer that's not gonna make me look like a complete idiot. Comic books? I read horror! Like, give me an option here! I stammered out before I have a chance to realize what I'm saying. Why did I say that? It's been a few years since I've sat down and read any of my old comics. Natsuko suddenly lifts his head like he wants to interject. But then he appears to change his mind and remain quiet. Yuri, meanwhile, just chuckles softly. Well, I'm sure if you stick around, you may wish to expand your horizons. I'd love to suggest some of my favorite surreal horror titles if you'd be interested. Yuri sips his tea in a sophisticated manner. I, meanwhile, slurp down mine like a horse drinking out of a trough. Soup's interested, dude. I beg your pardon? Well, it's a profoundly lazy and uneducated way to say that I'm super interested. Ah, good. I'm happy to hear that. Yuri smirks and snickers quietly to himself, obviously amused by my ignorant reply. Why am I like this? He takes another gentle sip of tea. Yuri probably thinks I'm an unclassy clod. And he's not wrong. I catch a muffled laugh coming from Satori, who smirks at me from beneath his hands that's covering the lower half of his face. At least someone's being amused by my awkward attempt at trying to socialize with an intellectual. I give Satori a sharp kick under the table in an attempt to silence his snickering. Ow! Who just kicked me? My face burns as I press it into my open palms. Satori sits next to me, snorting and wheezing, trying to hold in his laughter. I glare at him momentarily before looking apologetically at Natsuko. Sorry, Natsu. I was aiming for this cackling hyena, who apparently like more. Legitimately, I like Satori the best so far. I successfully land the second kick right on Satori's shin. It brings his giggling to a screeching halt. Natsuko's expression changes from confrontational to forgiving. No worries, babe. You can kick me anytime. Hey, but I thought Natsuko was supposed to be like, I thought he was supposed to be the tsundere. What the heck? His arrogance is sort of annoying, but at the same time, it surprisingly doesn't distract too much from his cuteness. You like horror books too, Natsu? Me? Yeah, no way. I hate horror. Really? Why is that? Yeah, Natsuko looks at me like he wants to say something. Who cares? I don't like scary stuff, alright? Jeez, I don't even like being in the same room as your weird novels. Natsuko, you have a pretty big mouth for someone who keeps his comic book collection in the club room. Natsuko shoots a glare at Mateo. Hey, my comic books aren't going to be haunting anyone's dreams anytime soon. Man, you should really expand like a comic book collection. Besides, comics are literature too, you know. Swiftly defeated, Natsuko plops back into his seat, crossing his arms stubbornly and looking away. That's right. Childish things are more your style, aren't they, Natsuko? Natsuko instantly snaps his head back to Mateo. What? Where are you getting that idea? Well, aside from your little comic book and manga collection, you wrote something on paper and left it here during the last club meeting. I believe it was a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And don't read things that don't belong to you! Satori slides up to Natsuko's desk and drapes his arms over his shoulder. Don't get upset, Nat. Nothing's wrong with liking kid stuff. I don't like kid stuff! Natsu, you write poems. Huh? Well, yeah, sometimes. Oh, why? You think it's super impressive. I'd love to read your poetry sometime. Natsuko blushes and averts his eyes. Yeah, I don't know. Not a very confident writer yet? I understand Natsuko's reluctance. Sharing one's writing takes more than just confidence. It's a very intimate exchange. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Well, Yuri, sounds like maybe you should set an example for Natsuko and share your own poetry. That way, he'll be comfortable enough to share his. Yuri also blushes and turns away. God, why is it cute? Oh! In any universe, any version of you, you are just... Oh, you are just... irresistible. Looks like Yuri feels the same way about sharing poems as Natsu. Oh, man. I want to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Mateo's eyes suddenly light up. Alright, well if that's the case, I have an idea for an assignment. Tonight, we'll all go home and write a poem of our very own, and share them with each other at tomorrow's meeting. That way, everyone's even. Yuri and Natsuko fidget nervously. Satori suddenly stands up. Yeah, let's do it! Come on, guys! Think of how much we can learn from each other by different styles. It'll help us get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. It's a great way to show our appreciation for literature, too. Yeah, I'm taken back by Satori's words. Since when is he into poetry? I guess if he likes it, maybe there's more to it than I'm allowing myself to see. Yuri suddenly lifts his head. Satori's right. We could learn a lot about each other by sharing our poetry. After all, the truest form of writing is writing to oneself. I'll do it. Fine. I'll do it too. Only because I want you all to see how a pro writes. Then it's settled. I look forward to seeing how creative you all can be. Mateo focuses on me. So, Lion, think you're up for writing a poem to share with everyone? Or is this club simply too boring for you? I lift a curious brow. Part of me wants nothing to do with Mateo or this boring club. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Mateo smirks to himself, but the other three look a bit downcast. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm sorry. I thought... Oh, man. Lion. The other guys stare back at me with dejected eyes. I'm powerless against their bereaved stares. They really want me in their club, do they? Yeah, I'm not sure if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. Damn, why do they have to be so cute? Well, if writing poetry is the price I have to pay in order to spend every day with these cute guys, I give a heavy sigh and look back at them with a defeated smirk. Well, yeah, I've decided. I'm gonna join the literature club. With the exception of Mateo, their eyes light up with excitement. Really? No fooling! You're the best, Lion! Satori rushes up to me and wraps his arms around me tightly, lifting me up and spinning me around for a moment. The gusts of wind causes my skirt to fly up a bit, no doubt giving my new friends a free show. Hey! You scared me for a second. If you just showed up just to tease us with your presence, I'd be super pissed. Oh, if that's what you choose. It is. Huh. Very well. I suppose we can end this meeting on a good note. Remember tonight's assignments. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Mateo looks over at me once more. This club isn't an outlet to screw around after school. We take literature very seriously. I suggest you do the same. I won't tolerate any slacking off, understand? Mateo's expression and tone are serious. I nod. Don't worry. I won't let anyone in this club down. I sincerely hope not. I look away nervously. There's no way I can impress Mateo with my mediocre writing skills. I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. All I can do is try my best, I suppose. The guys get to work moving the desk back into place while Yuri gathers up the tea set. Lion, want to walk home together? It's been a while since Satori and I have walked home together since I'm either in detention or he's participating in clubs. Of course, let's go. Yeah, alright. With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. So, what do you think of the club, Lion? I look suspiciously at Satori, instantly picking up on his snarky tone. And now that we're far from school, I can speak my mind. Why didn't you tell me before that your club is full of hot guys? Well, in my defense, they're not hot to me. Fair point. You know what I mean. Satori gives me a knowing grin. You like what you see in there? I like what I'm seeing now. Well, Mateo's a jerk. Everyone else is cool. Did you enjoy watching me embarrass myself with Yuri? Ha! Now you see why I told you that you need to work your social skills? That could have gone better than it did. I frowned. He's definitely right. That could have gone way better if I wasn't so socially awkward. Yuri probably thinks I'm a total airhead. My feet come to a halt. Look at the ground sadly. Do you think any of them liked me? Satori stops and looks at me. He smiles warmly. Of course they did. Believe it or not, Mateo does too. What? I know it's hard to tell because he can be really snobby, especially when it comes to things he's passionate about, like literature. But trust me when I say, he's way nicer to you than he usually is with anyone else. I smile to myself a bit. And once they get to know you, and you spend time with everyone, they'll see how wonderful you are. And well, they'll like you even more. I hope you're right. Trust me. These guys are my friends. I know them, and I know what they're like. In fact, how about you let me help you? Help me? How so? I'll help you appeal to which one you prefer. What do you say? You want to be my wingman? Of course. That's what best friends are for, aren't they? And as my best friend, I just want to see you happy. All I'm gonna do is give you helpful tips. For example, Yuri likes big words and anything to do with horror. Natsuki likes simple writing using words that are, how should I put this, cute? Anyway, you can take it from there. You don't need my help that much anyway. You're already beautiful and fun. Satori, you can't say things like that. You're making me smile. God. Just tell me who you like and I'll help you get him. I mean, not that I'm interested in him, but I will impress Mateo. Satori thinks to himself for a moment. He'll be impressed by seeing you putting effort into this. And so will I. Thanks, Satori. You're the best. My pleasure. Hey, I'm gonna go change out my uniform. Grab something to eat and I'll be over in an hour. It'll be fun. Fun nothing. Someone has to make sure you do your homework. Ugh, fine, you space cadet. I'll do my stupid homework. You better. I'll see you in an hour. Alright. Love you, buddy. Love you too. We head to our respective houses. I'd be lying if I said I won't consider Satori in the lineup. I soon find my thoughts shifting between the four guys. Satori, Natsuko, Yuri, and even Mateo. Four very different guys all interested in the same goal. If I can remain motivated, I wonder if I'll be able to spend more time with one of these handsome fellows. I just have to stay positive and good fortune will find me. And I guess it starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh boy, it is time for everyone's favorite minigame. Frick. Hey, the first word. Don't die. Okay, let's see. I think I'll go with. I really want to go for Satori though. I'll go with this first one. God damn it, I got Yuri. Imagination. It's still Satori. Existence. It's still Yuri. I want Satori. Question. No, come on. Haven't sent. Okay. Vertigo. Come on. What's going to impress Satori? Come on! Nibble! Well, that goes cute too. Wolf! No! Entropy! Come on! Memory. Oh, it's gotta be Okay, it has to be like, it has to be somewhat, simple, but not too simple. It's gotta be like in between, Natsuko and Yuri. Intellect, god damn it, sensation, no! Doki Doki! Come on, adventure! Freaking pleasure! Ambient! Come on! Awesome! Huh? You came back? Yep. I told you I'm serious about this. Might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I'm the last one to come in and... Wait, what's that smell? Is that food? Thank you for keeping a promise, Lion. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Make you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. I sniff at the air some more. There's definitely food in here. I'm positive I smell confectioner's sugar. Where's it coming from? Don't feel too sorry for her, Yuri. Satori told me this naughty girl didn't even want to join any clubs this year. Last year too. I sure hope you intend on taking us seriously, Missy, or you won't see the end of it. Shorty's got the sugar. I approach him and sniff the air around him. Smell like cupcakes or something. Yeah, also, why would I think it's a normal idea to just approach Natsuko and go just like... Oh my god, you smell so freaking sweet today, Natsuko. My god. Like, who would do that? Ha, told you she'd smell as soon as she walks in. She's got a nose like a bloodhound when it comes to food. Satori playfully leans on me, his arms draped around my shoulder. Oh man, I wanted it to be surprised. Natsuko pouts. Trust me, I'm surprised. Also, super hungry. Yeah, I better get a tray before she devours us all. Hey, I brought them! I'll get them! Natsuko heads to the back of the classroom and retrieves a tray covered with tin foil. And while we're at it, I'll make some tea as well. Satori suddenly leans into me and mutters into my ear. Stop sniffing the club members, you weird son. Hey! Like, it's not that weird. Well, it is pretty weird. Why is it that as a girl, it's just fine for me to sniff people? Gosh darn. I give Satori a sniff and wrinkle my nose in distaste. You need to wash your blazer. You need to wash your hair. He gives my ponytail a gentle tug. Hey! Natsuko sets the tray on the desk in front of me and dramatically peels back the tin foil. Ta-da! Whoa. I stare in awe as he reveals a dozen fresh cream-filled donuts. The words Literature Club are written in chocolate icing on each donut. Natsu, these look amazing. Ha! Well, I usually do stuff like this on days we get a new member. But you came in so suddenly, I didn't have the chance to. So I figured I'd do it today. Hurry up and take one. Satori and I reach for one. God, these are awesome. I rotate the donut in my hand, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuko is quiet. I can't help but notice him sneaking glances in my direction. Is he waiting for me to taste it? I end up stuffing the entire thing into my mouth. The pastry is flaky and the icing is sweet and full of flavor. It's delicious. Thank you, Natsu. Satori groans into his head. Clearly, I've learned nothing from my previous conversation regarding my questionable social skills. Ha! Don't need to thank me. I finish chewing and swallowing. My eyes already locked on my next tasty victim, Natsuko! These taste homemade. Did you make them yourself? Natsuko suddenly blushes and turns away, clearly bothered by my question. No, wait. Baking's for girls. My mom just runs a bakery, that's all. So that's why they taste homemade. They are, but I just brought them. No big deal or anything. He mutters that last part. I didn't mean to offend him. I awkwardly stare at him as I grab the other donut and slowly shove that one into my face. Satori nudges me. Stop eating! He whispers this to me while giving me an annoyed glare. Don't tell me how to live my life! What? My mouth is overflowing donut! Satori visibly tries to suppress the grin creeping across his face. We both break at the same time and start giggling. I struggle to keep the cream from shooting out of my nose. I'm going to cream on Natsuko! Wait, no, Satori. God, why do I keep messing up their names? I swiftly grab a tissue from the teacher's desk to wipe the crumbs and cream from my mouth. Don't make me laugh and my mouth is full, Satori. You almost made me choke. It's not my fault. No one told you to shove the donut in your face like a python swallowing a rabbit. We both start giggling again. It's not uncommon for us to crack each other up like this on the daily. Yuri approaches with a tea set and hands me a steaming cup. You two are such fun to watch. You really are good friends, aren't you? I might be a bit jealous. No need to be jealous, Yuri. She could be good friends with you too. I can see you two getting along really well. Yuri even got something for you, Lion. Wait, Satori! For me? It's nothing, really. Come on, Yuri, don't be shy. What is it? Never mind. Satori made it sound like a big deal when it really isn't. I suddenly gesture my head for Satori to bugger off. He nods and heads back to his desk. It's time for us to save the situation. Yuri, don't worry about it. Any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Of course! I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Here you go. Relieved, Yuri reached into his bag and pulls out a book. Jeez, that's a thick book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked up a book I thought you might enjoy. That thing's like 1,000 pages. He doesn't expect me to actually read the whole thing, does he? It's a short read, so it should keep your attention. Short read? What? Is he serious right now? Looks like Stephen King wrote that tome. Looking at the cover barely keeps my attention. I was hoping after you finish it, we could, discuss it? If you want it. Yuri smiles bashfully. I sigh. As if he wasn't already unbelievably cute enough. I can't believe he brought me a book he thought I enjoyed despite me not reading much. What a gentleman. I suppose reading is the least I could do. This was super nice of you. Thank you, Yuri. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Holy cow, this thing weighs like, what, 8 pounds? I flip through the pages. Oh boy, size 6 font. My favorite. I slip the book into my bag. Well, you can read it at your own pace. Look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone is settled in, I expect Mateo to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. That doesn't seem to be the case. Satori and Mateo are having a quiet conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice his intense expression, like he was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuko is rummaging in a closet. Yeah, I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a bit more. At the same time, I feel bad for distracting him from reading. I catch a glimpse on the cover of his book. Looks like the same book he gave me. More than that, he seems to be on the first few pages. Ah! Oh no. I think he noticed me staring at him. He sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. He grins sheepishly at me. Hello. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made us both uncomfortable. It's fine. If I was focused, I wouldn't have noticed in the first place. I'm just rereading some of this. That's the book you gave me, right? That's right. I'm just refreshing my memory by looking through the first few pages again. Once it starts to pick up, it's impossible to put down. It's a very engaging story. Oh yeah? Is it a horror book? It is. Cool, what's it about? Well... Yuri closes the book and flips it over, scanning his eyes over the book. The book is titled Wendigo Soul. A set of red fangs engraved on the front cover. Okay. I just want to make sure I don't accidentally give away any spoilers. Basically, it's about this group of teenagers in the Old West. A horror story set in the Old West. That's kind of a weird concept. Yuri snickers softly. I thought it was interesting too. See, the protagonists are the sons of the local cattle barons. Their lives are difficult enough just trying to survive. But things get strange when suddenly people from the town start going missing, and cattle are being viciously mauled in the night by strange, ferocious creatures. As the story goes on, the friendships of the protagonists start to weaken as they struggle with who to trust among them. Things only get worse when they suspect the killings related directly to a mysterious girl who lives alone in the woods. That actually sounds pretty cool. I wouldn't say it sounds particularly scary though. Well, I didn't want to explain it in a way that made it sound off-putting. Especially if you're not into that sort of thing. But I am actually. I love scary video games. I'm sure a spooky book will keep my attention. I'm glad to hear that. Nothing keeps my attention quite like a spine-tingling story. I keep forgetting Yuri is into macabre stuff. He's so quiet, polite, and gentlemanly on the outside. His mind seems to be completely different. See, stories like this challenge the way you look at life from a whole new perspective. When horrible things happen, people are quick to point the finger at the outcasts and label them as the villain. It's easy to fear what one doesn't understand after all. Then suddenly, when you thought you sided with the protagonist, you realize that your supposed hero is more selfish, flawed, and ignorant than the perceived villain. One of those stories that make you realize the bad guy had a point the whole time. Precisely. It's that kind of moral ambiguity that truly allows the reader to interpret the lesson their own way. Making the villain more relatable than the protagonist really forces your mind to explore a very different perspective than it normally would. Even makes you question the very definition of good versus evil. You're really into this, aren't you? Yuri looks away, blushing. He smiles coyly. Lion, I think I should warn you that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I tend to get a bit overzealous. Sorry if I end up acting strange or if I talk too much. Don't sweat it, big guy. It just means you're passionate about your reading. It's a literature club after all. I can sit here and listen to you talk about reading all day. In fact, he had 2 copies of the same book. It's obvious what he wants. I reached into my bag and retrieved a colossal compendium. I may as well get started on reading it, right? That's... You need to feel obligated to do so if you really don't want to. I don't want you to feel like I'm forcing you. Nonsense! Of course I want to. In fact, why don't we read it together? Can I sit here? I slide into the seat next to him. If that's what you choose. His apprehension suddenly dissipates and he visibly relaxes. Of course. I'd pull the seat out for you, but they're attached to the desk. It's okay. Appreciate the gesture, though. Yuri smiles. I'm not used to reading in company with someone. This promises to be a delightful experience. He seems to be excited to get started. I'm not exactly used to it either. So let me know if I end up distracting you, okay? I'm sure you won't be a problem. I open the book and start a prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means by reading in company. It's as if I can feel his presence over my shoulder as I read. It's kind of annoying. At the same time, it's comforting because I know it's him. I suddenly see Yuri in the corner of my eyes. Jeez, no wonder it feels like his presence is over my shoulder. He's right there! I realize he's not actually reading from his own book. He's reading from mine. I'm sorry. Looks like I'm the one being distracting. I'm having an unusually difficult time staying focused on my own book. I see what he's getting at. No worries. I have an idea. I slide my desk up against Yuri's and push my book between us. This should work, right? Very clever solution, indeed. Yuri timidly closes his copy and places it into his bag. Once we lean in a bit, I realize that the big guy really is a bit too big for me to see over. His broad shoulders seem to be blocking me out. This is going to take a little extra thought. I slide my leg under me and prop myself up on my knees, then lean over and rest myself on my elbows. I can see the book now. I just have to make sure I don't lean forward any further or my chest will be pressed against his arm. Are you sure you're comfortable like this? I'll be fine. You don't mind holding the book, right? Not at all. Aw, he's cute. Yuri opens the book. I squint my eyes a bit. It's hard to read that tiny text from so far away. I lean in a bit more, still keeping some space between Yuri's arm and my chest. And now we're huddled even closer than before. It's kinda distracting. It's almost as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and he's in the corner of my vision. You okay? Huh? For me to turn the page. Sorry. I didn't know we started. I glance over at Yuri and our eyes meet. There's no way I'll be able to keep up with him. I'm not exactly a speed reader. That's okay. I'm sure the small font isn't helping much, so I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. Just let me know when you're ready, okay? Thanks. I appreciate it. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks if I'm ready for him to turn the page. He leaves it open just the right amount of time for me to finish before turning it off his own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Hey, Yuri? Huh? What's this word mean? I lean in and point to a word that I don't recognize as being used metaphorically. Effulgent. It means shining brightly or radiant. Okay, that makes sense. The girlfriend of the main character is all bubbly and cheerful, so it fits. That's right. She's a cute character. I personally prefer the stoic nature of the mysterious girl who lives in the forest. That's a shocker. Oh? Am I really that transparent? About as much as a ghost. Yuri blushes a little. Well, if I can be completely honest, the wild forest girl kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Seriously? It's true. She's blunt, smart, adventurous. She has very dry wits about her that I find absolutely charming. I see. I get the feeling that last line wasn't referring directly to the character in the book. I feel my cheeks redden. It's no secret that I like to flirt. But when someone like Yuri flirts back, it's almost more than I can handle. Lion? Huh? I look up curiously at Yuri. He suddenly looks very embarrassed. What's gotten into him? My eyes widen when I feel his arm move around a bit beneath me. I look down. Dad! I must have been too relaxed because I find myself draped over his arm, leaning on it as though it were a pillow. My chest is resting right against him. I squeal and leap away. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. It's... please don't worry about it. It's fine. I keep his head down. He slowly moves his arm off the desk. Can't decide whose face is redder at this point, mine or his. Alright guys, get your poems ready. We might not have time if we don't get started now. Yuri exhales in relief. I'm kind of relieved too, to be honest. That turned very awkward very quickly. Ready, Yuri? I know you probably haven't been looking forward to this, but at least try. Thank you, Mateo. I'm sure I'll be able to do this. Yuri closes the book and pushes it towards me. It seems he hasn't fully recovered from our little embarrassing scene. I wonder if he'll feel comfortable enough to read with me again tomorrow. I guess I'll do some reading at home tonight. Yes, that would be best. It'll be more fun to read together once the story picks up a bit. I smile a little in relief. Sounds reasonable. In that case, I'll finish the first 2 chapters tonight. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, which I will absolutely forget later, and slip it into my bag. By the way, Lion, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. Can't believe I agreed to this. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never done this before. You did? Huh. I'm surprised. Well then, go and find someone to share with. Finally! I've been waiting all day for this. Can't wait to see a poem, Lion. Satori and Mateo enthusiastically pull out their poems. Satori is on a wrinkled piece of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. Meanwhile, Mateo has his written in a composition notebook. I can already see Mateo's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Of course he has perfect handwriting. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? I want to show it to Mateo. I should start with Mateo. Yesterday he seemed eager to read my poem and I want him to know I'm putting in effort. So Lion, having fun so far? Yeah, absolutely. I suppose that's good then. By the way, since you're new and all, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, maybe new activities or things we can improve on, remember, I'm always listening, so don't be afraid to bring things up. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. I mean, I'm better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. But now that I've got the go-ahead to speak up about things, I'm probably going in when I can. Anyway, do you want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but it's what I agreed to. I'm sure it's very embarrassing. But don't worry, I won't hold it against you. Thanks. I hand the horse's butt my poem. Mateo chuckles softly to himself. Do you like it? And your handwriting is atrocious. It's hardly legible. Tell me, were you holding the pencil with your feet? Okay, I get it. I'll work on my handwriting, jeez. Don't have to be such a jerk about it. Mateo chuckles again, a bit louder this time. His smug attitude only ticks me off even more. Actually, it would be a great poem if your handwriting weren't so distractingly bad. How was I expecting you to go for something so deep? I'm impressed. Well, terrible handwriting aside, I guess my effort kind of blew away your low expectations of me, didn't it? Alright. Don't get too proud of yourself. It's a pretty good poem. From the small assembly of letters that I could actually decipher as words, it sounds like something Yuri would like. He loves writing, it's full of imagery and symbolism. The style leaves readers to derive their own meaning out of it. It's actually very challenging to write like that effectively. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. But you You seem to be a bit of a natural. Well, I mean, I'm sure I'm nowhere near his level yet. I agree. Your use of imagery may be impressive, but you still obviously have a lot to learn. You're not a lost cause just yet. I definitely plan on trying different things. Yeah, it will take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. Rest assured, I'm not a lost cause. Good to hear. I want to see you try new things. That's the best way to find a kind of style that suits you, after all. Don't force yourself to write the way everyone wants you to write. I mean, it's not like you have to worry about impressing them, right? That's right. Totally, Mateo. Anyway, you're gonna read my poem now. Yeah, looking forward to it. You sound thrilled. I mean, we both know you're gonna make me look like an untalented hack. So I'm sorry if I'm not leaping for joy at the opportunity. It's not my fault you chose to see it that way. Whatever, just let me see it already. I didn't do that. I wasn't there when I left either. Someone else must have done it. It's just a little hole. Illumination pour through. Curiosity tells me to take a peek. Existential fear keeps me from succumbing to curiosity. For weeks, I ignored the hole in the wall. I occasionally glance at it, but I will not look inside. What am I afraid of? I hear things coming from the other side. Terrible screeching sounds, flashing lights. Time goes on. My curiosity becomes hungrier. I warn myself to not look inside. I tell myself I won't like what I see. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Finally, I can take no more. The curiosity consumes me. I cave in and peek inside. There you are. I see you, peeking back at me. So, what do you think? Speechless, I see. It's strange. Very freeform, if that's what you call it. Please, don't act like you have something constructive to say. We both know you're not there yet. Well, what do you want from me? It's a weird poem. Can't even fathom what it could possibly be about. Well, I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. Been influencing my poems a lot. Might even say it's making them weird. An epiphany. Yeah, something like that. Like, what kind of epiphany? Well, don't worry about it. It's not important at this point. It'll all make sense later. Okay, then. I guess I'm expected to just ignore that weirdness. So, does that mean we're done? I think so. Unless you want something else. I want Mateo! I mean, I didn't really learn anything from you. Is that so? Look, you said I should let you know if I have any suggestions for things you can do better, right? How about giving me some helpful writing tips? So I can walk away with at least some useful knowledge after each of these sessions. Mateo considers my idea for a moment. You know, might just be right. As president, I should offer more advice than the others. Alright then. Here's Mateo's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem, or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try too hard to make it perfect, you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. What if I'm using a pencil? So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thank you for listening. I guess I want to show it to Satori, Natsuko, Yuri. Oh, I want to show it to Satori. I like Satori. Lion, you know I love you. But this poem is really bad. What? What the heck, man? I mean, I love you too, but damn. Yeah, it's fine. It's your first time after all. To be honest, I'm just happy I actually wrote one. It shows that you're taking this seriously. Of course. I may not be totally into it yet, but I'm still gonna put in some effort. Well, it definitely shows. You didn't have to do this, you know? I mean, we both know why you decided to join. It seems like you're really putting effort into writing. I appreciate that. It's true that I initially joined this club in the hopes of getting to know the others. I'd be lying if I said Satori had nothing to do with it. This club does mean a lot to him after all. And don't worry. I'll keep my word to help you impress whoever you're interested in. It'll be my way of thanking you. I'm gonna hold you to that. Tja! Deal! Anyway, wanna read my poem now? I'm very good at this. I'll be the judge of that. Good morning. How are you? Hope you slept well. Let's see the smile on your face. This is the kind of person I wish I was in the morning. But I'm not. Because I'm not a morning person. Morning? Whatever. I couldn't sleep all night. How can I wake up with a smile when the first thing I want to do is fight? I wish I was a morning person. I guess I'm just a grumpy Gus. I wish I could wake up with a warm feeling, but the first thing out of my mouth is a cuss. No point in complaining though. Sleep will have to wait. I'm up now. Time for breakfast. Satori, when did you write this? It's a secret. You wrote this just this morning, didn't you? No! Maybe. A little bit. You can't answer a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Hey, I tried my best. Truthfully, it's pretty good for something that was just thrown together in 5 minutes. It's like you have bits of rhyme and bits that don't. It's pretty cool. Makes me wonder what you can write if you actually took the time to think about it first. Yeah, well, I happen to write better when I do it last minute than when I sit to think about it. Well, it sounds like something that would work for you. This poem is all about you. In fact, especially the last line. I made eggs and toast before I got here. That's why we got to school later than usual. It's bad to skip breakfast. You know, it makes me cranky. Yeah, because you never have cranky days on a full stomach. Anyway, thanks for sharing your poem with me. Wasn't this fun? I'm really glad Mateo came up with this idea. Yeah, he's the best. Tomorrow, I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Satori seemed too excited about his poems to pick up on my sarcasm. Okay, but if it sucks, I get to ridicule you harshly. That's not... Satori, chill. I'm just messing with you. Man, it's hard to tell with you sometimes. I'm sure whatever you write will be awesome, and I look forward to reading it. Natsuko next, and we'll leave Yuri for last. Huh? Are you taking this club seriously? Of course I am. Right. Exactly how much effort did you put into this? A lot, actually. Hey, it's cool. You're not a writer. I get it. Cheer up. I'm sure you'll improve eventually. Well, I point out what you need to work on, but you're better off just trying again from scratch. Fair enough. To each our own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I better show you my poem now. I know you're gonna really like it, but try to contain yourself. Dogs can sniff, dogs can bark, cats can see in the dark, lions roar to show their king, bees possess a painful sting, sharks can swim and can attack, cars can race around a track. Amazing creatures, amazing things, see them all around you. Would they be just as impressed to see the things that you do? You think you're just as good. You're not the type to quit. I suppose it couldn't hurt to try, but really, that's just about it. Impressive, right? Well, it rhymes. Kinda dumb. Yeah, I knew you love it. Most everyone in high school think writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people usually don't take my writing seriously. They seem like the type who understands how effective simple writing can be. Well, the point of writing is for people to express themselves. A person's writing style couldn't make their message any less valid. Yeah, exactly! I knew you would understand. I like it when something is easy to read. It hits you hard, like this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Wait, this poem was actually about something? The other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. And to me, nothing brings out feeling like poems that rhyme. I reread the poem, fascinated. Now that I know the thought process behind it, I can definitely see the message. I'm actually kind of amazed I missed it the first time. So you did? Wow, more went into this than I realized. That's what I mean. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad I was able to teach you something. I bet you didn't expect that from me, huh? Yeah, I guess not. Thank you for the lesson. Decided to humor him with that last comment. I'm not sure what he meant by that. If Natsuko's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from him. And finally, Yuri. As he reached through my poem, I noticed his eyes lighten. Exceptional. Yeah? You really think so? I didn't mean that to come off as creepy or anything. No, I'm super happy that you like it. Well, in that case, I'm very impressed, Lion. kind of experience do you have? Your use of metaphors and imagery indicate you've done a lot of writing before. It's a really huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time writing. Yuri looks at me quizzically before looking over my poem again. Interesting. Yuri traces the words of my poems with his finger as if breaking it down more thoroughly. The thing is, there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. Having been through that myself, I've learned how to pick up on them. See, new writers try to make their style more deliberate, often picking a subject matter different from the style and then just form-fitting them together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds his train of thoughts, his demeanor does a complete 180. His stammering disappears and he sounds more like a teacher than a student. Now, this is not something you can be blamed for, of course. There are many techniques that can go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them. But getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. All this comes with practice, learning from example and trying new things. That's why I thought you were experienced. Because I see none of these mistakes in your poem. Yeah, probably just beginner's luck. Please don't be disappointed if tomorrow's doesn't come out as good. It's okay. You're new, so I expect you to try new things. Receiving valuable feedback from everyone else will influence you as well. Natsuko can be a bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, I suppose you see what I mean eventually. Alright. That was weird. I wonder what he has against Natsuko. So, how about I check out your poem now? Yeah, of course. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as he hands me his poem. He's actually really handsome when he smiles. He seems so serious all the time. I doubt he's this happy about anything very often. My mouth is parched, desperate. I must rehydrate. I take a glass from the cupboard. I open the icebox, shrinking away from the artificial light. I reach for the pitcher of water. I close the door and relish the return of the dark. I fill my glass and drink. Still thirsty, I fill the glass again, then once more. I empty the pitcher, remain unsatisfied. I refill the pitcher only to drain it again. Every sip only leaves me thirstier, insatiable. I must replenish or go insane. Candle on the table, matchbox in my hand. The flame flickers. I flicker back. At last, my thirst is quenched. I'm sorry if you have any trouble reading my handwriting. Did you not just see my handwriting? I'm surprised you were able to read it. Your penmanship is perfect. Don't even worry about that. Well, thank you. It's just, it took you a long time to read it. Well, maybe I was just rereading it a few times because I really liked it. Have you considered that? Yuri's face turns beet red. He quickly looks away, laughing nervously. There's no way you could think that. Well, I do. I really like your poem, Yuri. I like the imagery and the atmosphere. I like how it made me feel while I was reading it. And I really like how it was short yet descriptive. It wasn't too short, was it? I usually prefer shorter poems, but I can write a longer one next time if you prefer. I could make a dirty joke right now, but I'm bigger than that. Not at all. I'm really happy that you like it. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Tell me more about this metaphorical thirst in your story. What are you thirsty for? Me? Me? Is it me? Is it me? Are you thirsty for me? Well, I suppose the answer could be interpreted in many ways. Me! Me! Please be thirsty for me! Oh god. You, as the reader, can feel free to look into it as you like. We're all going to collectively agree that Yuri is talking about us, the player, okay? Okay, we're gonna agree on that. Okay, fine, don't tell me what it's about. You sure know a lot about writing. I'm very impressed. It's nothing, really. It does make me happy that you think that. Remember, it won't be long before I pick up on these things too. But I'm feeling really inspired by your feedback, so I'll be sure to apply it to my next poem. I'm excited to hear that. I look forward to seeing what you've learned. I guess it's everyone. Glance around the room. That wasn't as stressful as I anticipated. I learned what I already knew. My writing abilities are mediocre at best. There's no way my poems can sit up to theirs. I still enjoy getting to know everyone and learning about their own techniques. I noticed across the room, Satori and Mateo were chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuko. They exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I notice each of their expressions change. Esko's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. I perk up. I have a feeling that something interesting is about to go down. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? It's nothing. Esko dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Oh, snap. Shorty's triggered. Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feelings of giving up. How can that be cute? Is that what that was? I guess I can see that now. But the language. Yuri struggles to explain his critique while remaining as calm and polite as possible. Yeah? What about it? Well, if I may offer a couple suggestions. Huh! If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually likes it. Which people did, by the way. Satori liked it. Lion did too. So based upon that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions on my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time developing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Lion liked my poem too, by the way. She even said she was impressed by it. Esko smirks and leans back on his chair, propping his feet up on the desk. Toe? Didn't realize you were so invested in impressing a new member, Yuri. Yuri suddenly stands up. Oh boy, things are getting real. Perhaps you're just jealous that Lion appreciated the advice of a mature individual more than she appreciated the views of a child. I'm the child. What? Are you that full of yourself? Besides, how do you know she didn't appreciate my advice more? I don't think I like where this is going. I look away, try to focus on something else. Maybe if I look over there, they won't notice me. Full of myself, am I? You're the one who gets out of his way to make everything you do overly masculine. So you're compensating for something. Oh my god! Natsuko suddenly stands up. What is that supposed to mean? You know what it means. Oh, you know what? I'm the one who started stuffing his pants. I'm not the one who started stuffing his pants with socks as soon as Lion starts showing up. Oh my god! Natsuko! Suddenly, both guys turned towards me as if they just noticed I was sitting there. Also, like, stuffing socks in your pants is Yuri trans mask or something? Damn it, this is exactly what I was trying to avoid. I have to avoid staring at Yuri's crotch. I can't say that on YouTube. And I already failed. Luckily, he's too distracted to notice. Lion! He's lying. He just wants to make me look back. It's not true, he started it. If he could get over himself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. I mean, the easy way to prove that Yuri has been stuffing his underwear is just to reach down there, grab, and... Don't actually do that. Don't grab... Please don't grab Yuri's socks. Please, I beg of you, don't do it. I mean, what even is the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump at the reader, not force him to try and figure it out. Let me explain that to him, Lion. Hold on. There's a reason why we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey feeling and meanings the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting oneself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Lion? Well? Why did they have to go and drag me into this? I don't even know anything about writing. I mean, whoever I agree with will definitely think more highly of me. Help me, Satori! Let's go. Yuri will stare at me intensely, drying up any words I had in my mouth. I'm gonna need some backup. I look around to see Satori sitting at his chair, flipping through his notebook, seemingly oblivious to every... How are you forgetting all of this going on? How are you just ignoring this? I run over and grab him by the arm, dragging him towards the others. Satori! Yeah, that's right. Everyone's fighting is making Satori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep this up knowing you're making your friend feel like this? Satori plucks out the earbuds attached to his phone. People are fighting? I sigh, fixating my annoyed glare at his clueless face. Doesn't even care. Besides, this isn't about him. I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their feelings into our conflict. But I'm expected to interject my feelings into their conflict? Yeah, unless Satori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk he's being. He would never! It's your immaturity that makes everyone upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself right now? That's exactly... Alright, knock it off. I surprised everyone with my outburst, including myself. Yuri, Natsuko, you guys are friends. And over time, I hope you'll think of me as your friend too. Because that's what I want. I want us all to get along and be happy. You guys must be wonderful people or else Satori wouldn't think so highly of you. And I respect his opinions more than anything. Lion. You guys are awesome because of your differences. Natsu's poems were amazing because they gave me so many feelings with just a few words. Yuri's poem was amazing because they painted such a beautiful picture in my head. They're both so talented. Why are you even fighting? You should be respecting your differences in your styles. Not berating each other for not being clones of each other's styles. And you know what, Natsu? There's nothing wrong with liking kid stuff. I do too. And Yuri? I paused, looking for the least perverted way of saying this. I'm sure whatever your pack is 100% natural. You should be very proud. Nah, don't put this face! God, freaking damn. Gosh, Lion. I stand triumphantly. I spot Mateo standing behind everyone else, wearing a curious expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri hurries away. Asuko sits down with a blank expression, staring into the air. I'm starting to think you should be vice president instead of me. Hey, if I go to usurp any position of power, I'm going for the title of head honcho. I say this in front of Mateo, who stares at me in surprise. I beg your pardon? You heard me. There was a huge conflict at the club and neither you nor Satori put any effort into stepping in. You guys are supposed to be the leaders. It means putting your foot down when the situation calls for it. You don't leave the responsibility to the newest member. Satori looks away, clearly embarrassed. Mateo glares at me for a moment. Then to my surprise, he averts his gaze and drops the skull. I suppose you might have a point. Perhaps I should have interjected. I'm sorry. Should have been paying attention. Tell you what. If I have to learn to be a pope, then you two need to learn to be better leaders. Deal? You got a deal, Lion. Look at Mateo skeptically. What about you? Rest assured, I'll be taking control from now on. I suppose I owe you my gratitude for your surprisingly enlightening advice. Mateo smiles at me. My stomach knots up. Ugh, why do you have to be this dashing? It's fine. Alright guys, it's about time for us to leave. How'd you all feel about sharing poems? I had fun. I'd say it was worth it. Well, it's alright. Well, mostly. Lion, what about you? Started off slow, but then it got interesting. It was a cool thing to discuss with everyone too. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you'll learn something from everyone else today too. I expect to see significant improvements from you tomorrow. I didn't learn a lot from everyone here today. Enough at least to impress who I want to impress. And with Satori as my wingman, I'm confident I can do this. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Lion, ready to head home? Yeah, let's head out. Satori beams at me. It's nice to be able to walk home from school together like we used to. Hey Satori. Yeah? About what happened earlier. The fight between Natsu and Yuri. Does that happen often? I've never seen him act like that. I mean, it's not unusual for guys to show up when they're around a cute girl. So I'm getting the blame for this. Yeah, it's all your fault. Your hotness is tearing the club apart. We both got a chuckle out of that one. They really are good guys. Please don't hate them. I don't hate them. True, they didn't exactly score points with me by dragging me into the fight. I won't hold it against them. I'm just wondering if it's common for them to fight, that's all. I trust that they are good people if you think so highly of them. That's a relief. I like seeing you get along with everyone. I can tell you're having fun. I'm having fun. Thanks for helping me out with that. Of course. Tomorrow's gotta be even better. Remember, if you're like Yuri, you might want to consider writing poems with big expressive words or dark themes. That'll really make him happy. I smile. It's so wonderful having Satori support my little scheme here. Thanks for the advice. Let's see what tomorrow holds. Anyway, that was Doki Doki Switcheroo. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want me to come back for another part of this, hey, let me know in the comments below. And if you do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. God, I completely forgot, like, just how long this game can be. Like, gosh darn. Like, it's been over an hour and, like, we're only, like, into, like, day 2 of this. But, heck, I quite enjoyed it. And considering I never actually got to finish Doki Doki Literature Club, I really hope you guys, like, really like the series. Because I would love to continue on with this and actually experience this for the first time all over again. But anyway, Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.